20 seconds to go. One last gasp for Edmonton. Bouchard's pass didn't click with Draisaitl. 12 seconds to go. Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. For the first time in their 30-year history, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. They made it about as hard on themselves as they possibly could, battling a valiant Edmonton team that had rallied from adversity all season long. And Paul Maurice, coaching lifer, 30 years in the National Hockey League, has his Stanley Cup.
What the puck is going on?
This is What the Puck is Going On for May the 20th, 2025. Deep End Broadcasting's continuous coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs. All right. And I guess we were wondering, right, if we would, last week, if we were going to enter this week with some game sevens, or if we were going to come in with our last Final Four, and obviously it's the last Final Four. A little bit of a lack of excitement over the weekend. Not your best sports weekend. It's mainly everything wrapped up with the NBA, with the NHL. Rivalry week in baseball wasn't the greatest. But here we are, a brand new Tuesday, and we will come on now every game night that is Monday through Thursday. So we have a game tomorrow, a game Thursday. We'll be on the rest of those couple of days. And no game last night, so no show last night. So that's how it'll work until we get crowned our Stanley Cup champion for the most part. And honestly, we just kind of start the series, and then we kind of level off and see how things go from there. So the days of What the Puck are going on, What the Puck is going on is coming to a rapid close. The good news is, though, for us on the network, and we do have other programming, like we'll record a sizzling show here for all you fitness addicts. Karen will be coming into the studio after I'll finish What the Puck is going on here in a few minutes. We'll record that for tomorrow. But we have Inquisition Unknown Season 2. That's going to fill the void a little bit. And then we're going to kind of kick it up here with the round robin. We will kind of go full blast come August every week with the preseason and everything. And, we'll take a deep look at fantasy and the futures and all that stuff as we get to week 1. But we will do a show coming up here once we get into late June, and we'll do one in July as well. So a little bit of the round robin is just on your doorstep. Again, that is our NFL show that airs every Sunday morning during the NFL regular season and the postseason, actually. So we will bring you some early editions of that coming up here on the Deep End Broadcasting Network. Okay. Pardon me a little bit. I've been in the sun a lot, working, and basically beaten down by by Mother Nature in the swimming pool season. So if I slip a little bit, it's because of that, I'm sure. Okay, so we got our Final Four. What can we say about the teams that got eliminated? Washington, you know what? You're just not there yet on the level of a perennial playoff team like Carolina like Florida, even like a Toronto, Winnipeg. I mean, nice, strong season. But again, you lack that flash and pizzazz in the playoffs. The Golden Knights, I thought were a little bit of a phony kind of going into things. People touted them to be the Stanley Cup champions a good part of the season. But Edmonton was able to dispatch of them fairly easily. And then in the other series, Toronto, heartbreak city for the Maple Leaf fans. There will be no Eastern Conference representative from Canada in the Stanley Cup this year. So Florida handles their business, and that leaves us with Florida and Carolina, which we have game 1 tonight, and Dallas and Edmonton. All right, so let's take a look at those overall with the series. And I think we're going to have to log back in here as they've kicked most of my websites offline on some sort of an update. You know, I basically have everything ready to roll at all times here until you get into the studio and it updates itself, and then it's not ready. So that's basically the case here. Now we need to authenticate ourselves through the telephone, because that's the wild world of online sports wagering. Must authenticate. One debit card only. Such strict practices as they try to obtain every dollar, every nickel and dime out of your bank account. All right, let's go here to the NHL. And we have I'm going to say this, and if we're going to look at the Stanley Cup price, which we will right now, which Florida and Edmonton are the co-favorites, plus 240, Dallas plus 280, the Hurricanes 3-1. I mean, how do you just not like Edmonton right off the bat, to be honest? Just because of their mainly because of their rest advantage. Now, Carolina has the same thing. Yes, they do. And but Carolina has to go against Florida, right? The former Stanley Cup champion. And they kind of play the same type of game at the end of the day. So where the Hurricanes game kind of gives teams other problems, it's not going to give Florida as big as of a problem as it would, say, like the Capitals. So I expect that to be a longer series with Florida and Carolina. I really do. I think that could be a game. I think we could get 7 games in the Eastern Conference final for that. That'd be fun. And I think we're going to see some goals as well. We're going to get some good goaltending, but we're going to get some goals as well on both sides. Frederik Andersen has been playing out of his skull, though. Bobrovsky's been good. I mean, it does set up for an under type of dealio. But Florida has more confident firepower than Washington does at the end of the day. And Carolina was scoring their goals. Let's be honest, against a stingy Washington team defensively and goaltending-wise. So I expect goals in what is probably perceived to be somewhat of a lower scoring affair. And in the other series, Edmonton's defense has been kind of the surprise factor here once they buckle down against 2 atrocious Kings losses to start the Stanley Cup playoff run in the first round. But they get Dallas now, whose goaltending or whose goal scoring can disappear in a flash. And if Edmonton can play a grinded out type of game and put some pucks on the net, I mean, I think this stands well for Edmonton to win the series over Dallas. Dallas, almost in the same way that Winnipeg lost last round, will almost lose this round. They're just good enough to get this far and maybe not beyond. Now, the Stars are fun. I do like them. In fact, I kind of do like all 4 of these teams. If any 4 of the 4 were to win it all, it wouldn't shock me. But something tells me that the path that Edmonton has and the confidence that they're playing with, this is Edmonton's to lose, quite frankly, I think. And they know they can beat Florida if they play Florida. They'll feel better probably if they play Carolina. Dallas is the threat at the moment for them. But, you get up 2 games, nothing out of the gate, steal 1 on the road, and there you go. So I think Edmonton can have a short series here with Dallas. And I think this Panther Hurricane series will be longer. And that's moral of the story there. Let's see here. If I'm going to have to do a correct score, I'm going to take Florida at to win 4-3 at plus 430. And I think we're looking at a Stanley Cup rematch. I mean, we were kind of rooting for a Washington or, a Winnipeg, someone new to get in there. But here we are left with 3 of the 4 semifinalists of last season, with Carolina replacing the Rangers. So the cream has, in a way, just kind of risen to the top. And if you like Edmonton here, you're going to get a good price on a couple of the shorter series numbers. Like 4-1 is at 6-1 odds, and the sweep is at 14-1. Can the Oilers sweep Dallas? I think they actually can. I don't think we're going to get a sweep in Florida, Carolina. I think that at worst, that's a 4-2 either way. But I really want to say just 4-3 for the drama effect. But this could be a short series for Dallas. Just the way I like Edmonton, just the way they're trending. And if that's the case here, then Edmonton's going to get some nice rest going into this final. And these Hurricanes and Panthers are bound to bludgeon each other. And just like 3 years ago now, it'll be 2 years ago, right? Not last year, but the year before. When Vegas played Florida was just out of gas. Injuries. They weren't able to put together a suitable lineup, and it was a thrashing by Vegas. So I think a potential here for Edmonton to win 2 quick series and be our Stanley Cup champions. All right, so that's the way I'm going to lean at this point. And if you want to bet that, you can take the exact matchup. Let's see. Edmonton's a favorite over Florida as well if they meet in the final. Let's see here. But if you want to take the exact matchup right now, is it off the board? It wasn't off the board before. Is this it? Yeah, I mean, just plus 220 for Florida versus Edmonton. But I'm looking for the exact result. And that appears to be actually off the board, right? Both series to have 5+ games minus 490. I don't like that. Either series to end in a sweep is plus 330. I would just take the sweep for Edmonton. Let's see here. Carolina, Florida to have more games than Dallas, Edmonton is at plus 150. I think that's a good number. So plus 150 if you think Carolina, Florida could have more games than Dallas and Edmonton. Both series in 5. Nah. Both series in 6. Nah. 13-1 and 8-1, respectively, on that. All right. So those are some playoff specials. Okay. It looks like we're basically off the board for the exact matchup here. But I would take a look at, let's just do it for fun. There's 55-1 odds on the special board. What's the sweep with Edmonton and Florida? 194-1. So $10 wins $1,940. Wow. Do I want to do that? It's tempting. It really, really actually is tempting, just because Florida is such a beast, and they know that Carolina game plan well. All right. I guess we looked at enough futures here. I mean, you're not getting any great payoff or anything. Let's just know that right off the bat. So we have game 1 tonight, and in the Eastern Conference, game 1 tomorrow night in the Western Conference, Edmonton and Dallas, and we shall discuss that then. The early line right now, Dallas is the favorite, minus 126. Over-under is at 6.5, plus 112. Edmonton plus 105 on the payout tomorrow night to win in regulation or overtime. Let me give you the 60-minute line on Edmonton now, just so we can, if you want to parlay and look ahead. Plus 160 for the Oilers, and then you're going to get some nice payouts on the puck line as well. Oilers -1.5 plus 240, -2.5 plus 450. If they come out and throttle Dallas 11-1 to win by 4. All right, so there's some good, strong numbers available if you like Edmonton to really pounce tomorrow night. But we shall discuss that tomorrow. All right, Florida and Carolina. Florida's just at the end of their series. Carolina with a little bit more rest, and they are the home team here. Over-unders at 5.5. Like I said, I think I like goals. You'll probably get a good performance from Carolina offensively because Florida probably has a little bit of a jet lag in them. We're still a little bit tired from the last series. So maybe you get a good offensive output here by Carolina, but I think Florida will match that same energy. So I like over 5.5 at plus 110. Any different number of goal scorers tonight. Let's kind of come up with one now. Carter Verhaeghe's plus 280. Svechnikov is at plus 220. Barkov plus 275. Evan Rodriguez plus 575. Stankhoven for Carolina is at plus 410. Coach Kadimi, you hear his name all the time, 6-1. He's due for a goal, right? Jesperi Coach Kadimi. Shane Gostisbehere plus 650, a good series last time out. Carey, I mean, who didn't have a good series for Carolina? Again, this is a different animal, Florida, than the Caps. So Ekblad got on the goal sheet last time out for Florida. Let's go ahead and throw him on. He's 9-1. Do we want to throw Gostisbehere on there at plus 650? I guess so, since I just clicked him. And then Stankhoven plus 410. So we actually have a profit boost of 25%. $7.50 for 3 goal scorers pays $2,800 on an Aaron Ekblad, Shane Gostisbehere, and Logan Stankhoven anytime goal scorer ticket. We'll fire that in. We need a good long shot winner. Someone's got to pay the bills around here. So it might as well be me winning some bets here. And we'll fire that in. And do we like Florida on any sort of all line? I don't think so. I mean, I just think this is a 4-3 game, right? 5-3, something like that. If you get a late goalie pool, if this game goes to overtime, not shocking at all. In fact, I would maybe even play for that. The overtime is at plus 310 as well. So a nice payout there. All right. Well, we came up with a decent little goal scorer list for you of Stankhoven, Ekblad, and Gostisbehere. And we'll go ahead and stick with that. We'll expect some goals. Hopefully we'll hit the trio of semi-long shots to carry us to a nice payout. All right, so I think we like Florida, and I think we like Edmonton, and we'll take Edmonton to host the Stanley Cup. I think that's basically the moral of the story here. I think we get a close game. Carolina probably wins this one in overtime. If it's going to go 4-3, then that I think a better chance for it to go 4-3 in favor of Florida if Carolina probably takes game 1. So we'll take Carolina in game 1. Probably will lean towards Florida in game 2. Get their feet under their skates a little bit. Get into the series a little smoother. If Carolina comes out and wins the first period, that's another good bet, I think, actually. Carolina in the first period tonight. First period result on the 3-way, Carolina is at plus 180. Okay. Is there a puck line? Yep, plus 180. If you win by 1, no alternate puck line in the first period. So I think Carolina can go up. I think they probably win this game in a close game or overtime. And at the end of the day, Florida will actually take the series, but we'll give the Hurricanes game 1 here. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and regroup. We'll feel things out a little bit more, but I think we like Edmonton tomorrow as well. They could even win that game by margin, I think. That Dallas is good, man, but why do I think Edmonton is going to flex some muscles in that series? Okay, this is What the Puck is Going On. I am Stephen Murray. We'll get Nephew Dave's picks tomorrow night. It's been a little tough for both of us. He's been working late. I've been working late, which means I need to record a hair early, which is too early for him. But we'll see if we can't get his Stanley Cup thoughts after Game 1 in the Eastern Conference tonight. All right, guys, enjoy the NHL. This is What the Puck is Going On here on the Deep End Broadcasting Network. You can catch all of our content on our website, deependbroadcasting.com, and on our YouTube channel, Deep End Broadcasting. Okay, guys, enjoy the games. Have a good night.
What the puck?